Hi, and welcome to WhateverEtc6 number 6. This is May 2nd, 2012. Edmund Husserl, one of the greatest professional philosophers of the 20th century, once told a visiting American student, the philosopher necessarily requires an individual resolve which makes him a philosopher, an original self-causation, as it were, which is an original act of self-creation. No one can simply fall into philosophy. Since I've been away from making this podcast for longer than I had actually anticipated, almost 2 weeks I think, I want to remind you of the threefold aspect of developing a mindful contemplation. Attend to the world as it's happening. Focus on your situation and open yourself to the full range of life's possibilities. I'm going to cover one of these per day as I begin what will hopefully become a daily podcast or an almost daily podcast. I want to really get this into being something regular so that you know when to expect it. So this is the first aspect of engaged mindfulness, to be attentive to the world as it is happening. That is, let yourself become aware of what is going on around you now here. This is what is meant by the old saying, stop and smell the roses. We get so caught up in where we will be or in where we used to be that we forget that this old world is happening right now, right here. It's just flowing around us. Ask yourself how often you've allowed something that a supervisor said to you or that a friend said to you days beforehand to filter all of your experiences that you have after that thing is said. This is something I myself still struggle with. It's a habit that's been deeply ingrained in me to keep replaying an unpleasant conversation over and over and over, to let it bother me, to let it bug me, so that what's going on around me, I miss it the whole thing, So I have to purposefully let go of that conversation and just attend to the world in this moment. Often I'll pick up something like a rock and I'll let myself wake up to that rock. I know it sounds kind of funny, but sometimes you have to let a rock know how much you appreciate that it is rocking with you in this moment. Or maybe I'll watch a fly in my office, spend a few minutes experiencing that fly as it's buzzing around, doing things, making its little movements, doing what it is that flies do, and be engaged with it and watch it. Remember when you used to do that as a child? In a sense, I guess I'm trying to say that attending to the world is like becoming a child again. You let the wonder of life begin to flow through your body. So at other moments, we may need to let go of what we have learned in becoming adults. And not just these obsessive habits like worrying over something someone said. My mentor used to call this hardening of the categories, that we know so many things that the very way our mind works gets hardened into the pre-established categories that we've accepted as we've become educated or as we've taken on the common knowledge of our culture. For instance, most all of you here who are listening to this are very well informed, well instructed 21st century Americans. You have accepted as a common knowledge that the earth is turning, the earth is moving. Even if you happen to be up at dawn, you may well understand that the world is rotating on its axis, giving the impression that the sun is rising as though turning around us. So just for a moment, forget what you know through common knowledge to be the truth, and just let the sun rise. Experience daybreak as it is happening in front of you without any of these other filters. You don't trash the filter. You don't suddenly jettison the heliocentric model and say that's wrong, that's not the way that I need to be in the world. You just bracket it aside to see this beautiful order as it is happening, to see this cosmos as it's unfolding, to see this world as it's flowing with you, around you, catching you up, to be a part of it again. So I'm going to stop there with attending to the world as it happens, and next time I'll pick up with the second part of mindful contemplation, giving focus to your actual situation. So go out tomorrow morning and experience the daybreak. Watch a cricket crawling across the carpet in your office. See the way the wind blows the curtains in your open window. Just be there with the world as it's unfolding. And tomorrow we'll talk a little more about how you can focus on the actualities of your own situation. So with that, I'll leave you with a bit of wisdom from the ancient Roman Stoic Epictetus. Welcome present circumstances and accept the things whose time has arrived. Keep your will in line with events. Thanks, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tranquilitas et bonum.